Okay, so now that we're back in the town, we're going to explore the various structures here. And first, we're going to explore your home. So it's this little house right here. You see a little blue doorway. You can even call that a doorway. It's not even really a door. And there are 4 main things to do here. You can change your equipment and inventory. You can kind of change your cat's equipment and setup. You can replay your videos that you've seen before, as well as change your appearance. And finally, you can save. So first, we'll start with the most important thing. We're going to go to changing our equipment and inventory. So the first option here is to move one of your items from your pouch to the chest. So let's move our armor charm from the chest, for our pouch to the chest. Easy enough, it's gone. And the second choice, conveniently enough, will move something back from the chest to our inventory. We're going to take the power charm that was taken from the Anjuro back and put it into our pouch. And likewise with the armor charm, we want to have both of those. They're both quite helpful. The third option will choose to combine things within your chest. So we can look for our herbs and our blue mushrooms again and can combine them right there. And we can make some more potions. Of course, if you have combined books, whether they're in your box or on your person, they'll still contribute to the combined percentage anyways. You don't have to be holding them. The fourth choice will bring up the Combined Encyclopedia. So it works just like it did in the field, except now all the items that are in our chest are available to us, making filling out this encyclopedia a lot easier. Now the fifth choice is what will get the most use. This is actually your equipment menu. The first selection will let you change individual pieces of equipment. So you can see here I've already got a pretty decent collection. If I want to change from the longsword to the lance, you just select that, no problem. If I want to change my helmet to something completely different, you just select it, and it is fairly standard. Now, the second selection is something that must have been demanded after Monster Hunter Tri. It is a charm decoration page. Now, something that you're going to want to do almost right away is press select. What this will do is organize all of your charms according to the skill that you have, the skill that it modifies. So that's like incredibly helpful. And I believe the criteria it sorts by is the skill name, followed by the number of the skill, the number of points it adds, followed by slots. The third choice lets you change the decorations in your specific pieces. Something that's been improved is there's no longer a cost associated with adding and removing charms or decorations into your pieces. So you can do that straight from your chest, and you can just do all of your assortment from here rather than constantly going to the Wyverian Artisan and having him do it. Again, also something that is very convenient. Then finally, these last 4 sections, you can kind of notice they all look pretty much the same, at least for the first 5 characters. These all relate to creating equipment sets. Now you see the first option here will let me change my equipment set. So I already have a set here. This is a full Froggy set. That makes me look kind of like a cowboy. And I just select it. Anything else again, if I want to go back to my pumpkin set, it's just the first option amongst the first 4 there. Now the second option really has to be used in tandem with the first option, and that's how to register an equipment set. So I don't really want to erase anything here, but I'll just show on slot number 10. I'll equip something there, and you'll see by using the second option, you can actually create another registered equipment set. Now, something that will definitely help you stay aware of what these sets are is you can actually rename it by pressing the Start button. Just press square to delete it. And if you press select enough times, usually, okay, for certain things you only get like the large katakana. For naming cats and yourself, you can actually use smaller katakana. But in this case, it doesn't matter. We only need about 6, whatever. It's not really completely correct, but whatever. So you can see here, I can go to equip. I can equip Baroth B, which is my Baroth, what is that? Sword and Shield set, or I can go back to the set I just created, and that's how you equip and register new sets. The third and fourth options are not as useful. You can rearrange things. So the third option is rearrange. You can take my battle set. I can move it over here, or I can move it back. I don't really use that option all that much. And then finally, if there's a set that you just want to get rid of, you want to pretend it never exists, you can use the fourth option here, and this will erase the set. But it will not, it won't sell anything, it won't get rid of anything, it just removes it from the set list. And you notice that the amount of choices you get has been greatly expanded. You actually can have 45 sets now, which is really more than enough. Okay, the sixth choice in the menu, let me just count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is a kind of a useless thing again, but it may be not in case you're very particular. It lets you rearrange items manually. So you see there I picked up a potion and I dropped it around. I took an old bag net and I moved it. And so the first choice is for your inventory. The second choice is for your equipment. And I could actually see people really getting into manually organizing their equipment. I generally sort automatically because I have a pretty good sense of what each set is. But if you don't, then wait to create all of your sets in a row, and that way you can constantly have everything right next to each other. Like, for instance, you can get your yellow set here, which I believe for me this is my pumpkin set, because that's what I have equipped. And just so I remember, my pumpkin set is always the yellow thing right next to each other with 31 defense. It's right there. And then finally, the last option from your item menu, this is to sell things. The first choice is again from your inventory. If I want to sell something, let me find something from Great Jaggy. Maybe, this isn't Great Jaggy, but this is just a Jaggy Claw. You can sell it at 14 Zenny. And likewise, you can sell equipment as well. So I've got a whole bunch of long swords here. I can sell one, and it's gone. Of course, be careful. There's some items in the game that I think you could only get a limited amount of, so be very careful when you're selling things for extra money. I believe after you beat the offline and then achieve a certain rank in online, you get these tickets you can use to create unique items, and I don't know if there's any other way to get them. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for the equipment box. Now we're going to move on to the more in-depth cat options. So you go over to this blue board here with a cat fishing on it. I just noticed that now. Okay, so some of this will be the same as before, so I'm going to go over some parts kind of quickly. The first option is to select the cats that you'll have that come with you. So right now I have Cha-Cha and Warmonger Man. If I want to change that, like I want to replace Warmonger Man with Stinky, you just choose the first option, and then you'll have somebody else show up. See, here's Stinky. He's got his little feline adventure gear on. But I'm like, no, I definitely want Warmonger Man because he's got really cool Giganox armor on. And then the second option is... oh, it lets you rearrange your cat inventory. You'll notice that when you go to the first option, you can only select the first 5 cats there. I don't really know why they did that. There may be a reason for it. I have yet to really examine that. But let's say I want to take Doug with me. I'm going to have to replace somebody, let's say Dinky, and then have to equip him somewhere else. So that's the only way I'm going to be able to get different cats into my group, is to rearrange it so the back cats are more towards the front. Okay, the second choice is to change their various training exercises. You're going to see more of this when I get to the farm. It'll be in action then, and once I get to that, you'll see the various things that they do. The third choice is feline equipment. And, well, I've got a lot to say here. Okay. Okay, so the first choice here is you can cycle through pages using L and R, and this shows all of the cats that you have. You can change each of their pieces individually. You'll notice that they all have a weapon equipped. They must always have a weapon equipped, otherwise they wouldn't be able to exist, I guess. They wouldn't be able to go out in the field. Okay, so when you switch cats with your weapon sets with another one, and this is done through these 4 options here, you may notice this looks a lot like the equipment sets. This is essentially the same as feline equipment sets, and they work very similar to before. The only difference is that when you see the first choice here, this is going to choose an armor set for this cat that's already been predefined, and it's pretty clear to figure out what they are. But when you do the second set, the second choice, when you want to register a set, you actually pick the pieces out individually. So you'll see here that if I want... oh, I don't even know what this is. Everything that has a value of 10, and this is likely the Monster Hunter Freedom Unite set. I have to actually pick it out individually. It's not like you can take a cat who already has his equipment already set and register it that way. Otherwise, afterwards, make sure you can press start and you can name it. I'll just say May Mo Fu. And that's just a guess. I could be wrong, but it could be right too. That'll help you remember what it is, because again, if you can't remember exactly what the set is and you're trying to switch equipment sets around a lot, this will make it a lot easier. So again, the third choice is to reorder, and the fourth choice is to erase, which I really don't want to do. So the sixth choice lets you reorder cat equipment individually. Again, not particularly helpful. And the seventh choice lets you sell pieces of cat equipment. And you can see they don't really sell for all that much. Even the really high-end pieces only sell for like $350. So I wouldn't really do that unless, I don't know, you decide you don't want cats anymore. Okay, so the fourth choice from this menu lets you learn and unlearn feline skills. The first choice is to learn. Now, something about feline skills is that each skill has a certain point cost and a slot cost. Now, points are earned by bringing a cat with quests on you, or also through various training exercises. I'm not sure which one does it. Probably the first. Usually in Freedom Unite, I believe the first choice helped them either increase their level faster or increase the amount of points they had faster. But in general, if you're going to be using a cat a lot anyways, he's going to be getting those points naturally. So it'd probably be better off to give him training exercises to increase his stats. All cats have 6 skill slots. There may be ways to upgrade that later on, but I'm not really sure about that. Right now, I focus on having my cats heal me, so I can stay longer in fights. You can see these skills here. I'll show you these two. The fourth option down, this is for him to use a small healing flute. I believe it's available right away. And the fifth option is to have a large healing flute. Now, it'll take some time for the large healing flute to unlock. I think I got it around cat level 12? I'm not sure, but it took a while. In any case, you can remove skills that you're unsatisfied with by using the second option. That will remove the number of slots in his total skill set and reward you back half of the skill points that you spent on it. So you can see here, if I remove the large healing flute, I would get 60 points back, bringing the total amount of points to 170 and the total amount of available slots to 4. Okay, the fifth choice will change your cat's personal phrase. So you can see here for Cha-Cha, I have him saying, "It's tasty." Here's Warmonger Man. I haven't given him a personal saying yet. He's a pretty big fan of mine. And we'll just, we'll give him a saying that he would approve of. This is his own personal saying. We'll just have him, "I like you." And let's look for the punctuation. There we go. And I believe the way this works is it comes in conjunction when you do some sort of cat exchange with another player. And I believe that's what this sixth choice does. I'm not going to do it now because it might screw up my recording. But what it seems to do is it puts your PSP into some sort of suspend mode, and then it searches for other PSPs to interact with. And finally, the seventh choice will fire a cat. I'm not going to do that because I like all of my cats. Although I guess I can probably get rid of this one, but he's a special cat anyways, and I'm not going to do that.